Morning, everybody. I'm Doug.
I'm Chris.
Let's talk about this little Prius that run through the protesters.
Yeah, I'm really surprised it stayed in one piece.
You know what? I'm a true believer. Don't block me. If you're keeping me from driving to where I need to drive, you're holding me hostage. And in the video, I've watched it many times now. I don't see where anybody was hurt, anybody was hit.
They just kind of bounced off the doors a little bit, nothing major.
It's because they were grabbing and beating on the car.
He wasn't doing what he was told.
When you're beating on a car, you've lost me. You know.
To me, if you're evading, if you are challenging traffic, you're wrong. You're in the road.
You're standing
where you're supposed to be.
You're a human being. That's a hunk of metal.
Yeah.
That's pretty stupid of you. They locked up the guy. They locked the guy up.
It's California. Are you surprised?
They locked him up.
It's California. The only thing he's got going for him right now is he did it in a Prius.
They locked the guy up. You know what? They followed him in a truck. They stopped him. They were the aggressive ones.
Mm-hmm.
He was trying to get away. He backed his car up into another car that was following him.
Mm-hmm.
They were bringing harm to him. They They broke his windshield. They broke the side glass. I'm sorry. You're done. I'm. That's not protesting. That's rioting.
Yeah, I think once you block in traffic, you are. Well, the way they look at it is they look at it from two ways. It's their right to protest. Yes, it is their right to protest, but it's not their right to impede me in their protests.
Yeah.
And that's where I think, then that's where you'll get a lot of media that doesn't add that part in. You have every right to protest. If they want to protest, as long as they're following the rules of the road, like normal everyday people walking down the sidewalk, you're fine. But once you impede somebody else's or traffic, you're not protesting no more.
Yeah.
I mean, in '92, I was down there when they killed took that truck driver right out of his truck and killed him. Just beat him to death. Yeah, I saw that happen. No, they do that to me. Somebody's going for a ride. We're going into a tree, ditch, wall. I don't care. We're going for a ride.
It's a shame that they followed him and stopped him and started beating his car up, grabbing hold of him. He should have just grabbed one of the guys that had his arms in the car and took off and get up to about 50 miles an hour and then let go. Let him eat some road rash. You're stupid enough to reach in a car. I don't know what LA law is on handguns. Are they?
No.
They're
not independents now, not people.
That's crazy. It's either them or me.
It's like the only thing that shut the riots down in California when I was there in '92 was actually the Korean and Mexican people. They got up on the rooftops, and when people would come try to burn, they shot them. They defended their businesses, which is not what's happening now, which is why it's getting the way it is. But at that time, yeah, those Chinese food restaurants and stuff like that, they were on the roof shooting people.
Was it Antifa or Black Lives Matter that was blocking this car?
It says Black Lives Matter, but the problem you have there is you have a lot of Antifa that run with Black Lives Matter. They all protest. It's not two different sets. They're kind of combined now.
Block my car and see what happens.
It's going to be pretty.
Yeah, it's not going to be.
Like I said, I was there in '92. It'll never happen to me. I will rather be judged by 12 than carried by 6.
Yep. That guy just trying to get through him. He wasn't going fast. He wasn't hitting nobody.
He's in a Prius.
Yeah, but it's still a hunk of metal. But
I'm pretty sure there's more plastic than metal.
I know they wanted to hold him back.
He wasn't doing what he's told. If you go against the protesters in any way, shape, or form, they're going to go after you. You are not allowed to challenge their authority to do what they're doing at all in any way, shape, or form. So he was a white guy in a Prius trying to go through, and that's not allowed.
Why did they lock him up? That's what I don't
It's California.
get. But it's you got people beating the hell out of your car trying to get at you.
Well, you have two cops, so you can either lock him up or go lock a bunch of people up in a protest. Pretty sure they're scared.
Yeah, but
You got to remember, they're very limited in what they're allowed to do.
But you can't.
It's all Democratic controlled. They're extremely limited.
You beating up on somebody's car trying to get at the driver. Man, I'm telling you what. That's a heavy piece of metal that's going to be.
The only thing California is going to say
you.
is they were trying. All they're going to say is they were trying to keep the person that ran over their people in a protest. They were trying to get him.
But there's video of it. They didn't run him over.
Well, they didn't know it at the time. But trust me, it's California. Trust me, the guy in the car is probably going to be the bad guy. Depending on how much footage this gets out, the guy in the Prius is going to be the bad guy. You will not get Antifa or Black Lives Matter being the bad guy, especially in California.
Slippery slope.
It's not a slope, that's a cliff.
Man, I'd run your ass over in
We're
a
so
heartbeat.
fast. Sorry.
I'm sorry. You know, I'd be in jail too, I guess, because I'd run your ass over.
Honestly speaking, after I was in 92, when I was down there and I saw that things happening in California and stuff, and I was right down the road from that truck, when that happened to the truck driver. We were actually on the roof. A friend of mine, he was a Mexican dude. His grandmother had us on the roof. She wouldn't let me leave. She said I was too white to go outside. And we actually saw that, and that's one reason why ever since then I've driven trucks, and I'm just going through. I even got push bumper on the front of my truck. I will push whatever you're in.
I used to work for a guy in an insulation company. We installed insulation, and he was in the riots in D.C.
He would know exactly what I'm talking about.
He said when the cops come through with the bullhorns and told the white people to get out of D.C., he said they were hitting people up on the sidewalk. They were driving down the sidewalks getting out of D.C. because the riots were so bad when Martin Luther King got killed.
Yeah.
They were rioting so bad. He said that you had to hit them. You couldn't get out.
What was his name? It was Rodney King in L.A. And dude, it was. There were people there that were. I remember there were people, white people there that were the kind of white people that just they act black and hang out with their best friends. Dude, they were down the street and got beat up by and got killed by black people, just beat to death by black people. It didn't matter. It didn't make a damn bit of difference what your exes was, who your wife was, who your best friend was, or anything else. You were white, you're dead. It's over. It's done.
It's happening here too.
Well, yeah, you got white people for Black Lives Matter screaming in black people's face, telling them they're racist. I mean, how's that working out? I can't get that.
I haven't seen nobody using the laser lights. What happened?
I don't know. I know I've still seen them around. I see them,
but I haven't seen them being used on cops.
I don't know.
After the first bout of
I don't think you'll find
cops.
As long as they keep pushing towards arresting people, and especially like Portland did with deputizing the local police to federal, I don't think you'll have that as much because people were getting charged and going to jail. Those people weren't expecting anything to happen to them when that all happened, and then all of a sudden Trump came out with it's federal now.
I hope they. Too bad they don't deputize every officer in the country federally. That way, you don't have these puke prosecutors letting all these people go.
What is it? The Soros prosecutors.
You know what?
You seen that list of Soros prosecutors? It's disgusting.
I love it when they somebody's getting arrested and they come up and they go, "What's your name? What's your name? We'll get you out of jail."
I like the one. Who was that lady? She was another one that's on the list for Soros prosecutor. I think she's California. I'm not totally positive, but she was like, "Well, if they're rioting, you have to wonder if they're hungry.
Yeah.
They got energy to riot. They ain't that hungry."
Well, they were saying if
If
investigate
you're stealing a
it
TV,
first.
you're not hungry. You rob a grocery store, we could argue the hungry point.
If they're stealing, they're feeding their families. Do an investigation first before you lock them up. If they need it, don't lock them up. Well, that's kind of stupid as shit.
Yeah, it makes me want to open a store in that town.
Yeah. Yeah, ask New York how that's working out. He's begging people to come back. He's
I haven't seen anything on it lately. Last I saw, they blamed Trump for everything.
Yeah, Trump's to blame for everything. I'm Doug.
I'm Chris.
If you like the video, give it a thumbs up. Do a comment in the comments.
Stay out of traffic.
Yeah, don't get in traffic. And if we'd appreciate it if you subscribe. We'll talk to you on the next one. Bye.